Okay, welcome everyone to Stretch with a Leader. It's 10:30, so officially time to start today. And we are grateful that Mahncke's here with us for our Live Well moment. So Megan, if you would share a little bit about what you do for Intermountain before you jump into your Be Well moment, that would be great. And then you can throw it back to me for the stretch.
Okay, well, thanks, Cami. Hi, everyone. My name is Mahncke. I serve as the Chief Marketing and Communications Officer for Intermountain Health, and I also have responsibility over community health. So that looks like our community benefit and how we invest back into the communities that we serve. I have had the privilege of the collective legacy organizations now to be here, I think going on my 14th year. So really excited. This is my first time getting to be with Stretch for a Leader. And so as I was thinking about what to do, had lots of different ideas, and even checked in with some of my team members on just what have we been doing. And so something that was really notable coming out of COVID, coming into the merger, especially as I came into the marketing communications team, was this sense of we were really lacking resilience. And resilience can mean lots of different things, just meaning people didn't feel like they had balance of life. A lot of people had moved to virtual or a hybrid model of where they were working. And so boundaries were different, times were different. And so one of the things that will sound really basic, but I think has been something that has allowed our broader team and tried to influence into the greater organization is this idea of PTO. And I know you're sitting there going, yes, we know what PTO is. But what it comes down to is I think all of us have to do a better job of planning for PTO. And PTO is your time. And that looks different for every single person. But what we do know is that no matter what your role is, if you take time and you really do check out, and again, for some of you, that will be hiking a mountain, snuggling in with cozy clothes, or other people, it's maybe just being quiet or being with your kids or family or dogs or pets, whatever that is. It's important because it allows you to really shift your spiritual focus, your emotional, your work, your brain, all of those things, so that when you then come back into your job, we know that people that take PTO come back with refreshed ideas. They can relook at a problem or a challenge with new light and have new strategies to do that. And so in working with my team and for myself, something that we really have worked to practice is decide what you want to do for PTO, thinking about that. And again, that looks different for everyone. And then really take the time to prepare and plan for it. And so I know when I look, and I have to schedule mine about a year out, but I'm looking at this to say I'm going to be out, and what is that going to mean? What does that mean for coverage? Who have you let know the people that depend on you? Because what we found on our team is that they were out, but they were still getting calls. They were still getting the need to respond. And if they had taken the time to really go, when I'm out, it's this one person, it's these two people that really can cover my time. Or if this emergency comes up or this crisis, especially in marketing communications, we deal with the media constantly, and they do not care about business hours. And so who do you have manning what could possibly come up while you're out? These small things have made a massive, massive difference on our team in allowing people really to take the PTO, whether it's a week, it's a Friday, it's long, whatever it looks like for you, but to really check out and know that you can check out. You're not looking at your phone the whole time. You're not checking your email. You're not looking at your text, at least not for work. And so these were some of the biggest things. And then really that time when you come back, if you're coming back on a Monday morning, making sure you have that time to recover, to check in on what happened so that you can ease back in. Again, these seem like basics, but as we've really implemented it across our team, we have found people's resilience, their ability to take time and to come back in just gone so much more smoothly. And so I think from a mental health, from a be well perspective, it sounds simple, but it's really important. The other thing that we have done that accompanies this, and this is something that I really try and lead by example and practice, is we have quiet hours. And again, these things sound simple. We have quiet hours in hospitals, but looking at how do you bring that to your team in terms of how you communicate. And so it's from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. I'll tell you that sometimes there are exceptions because, again, when you do the type of work that we do, things come up all the time. But the idea is that even if you are working at that time, you do a delay of send. So I'm really mindful of when I'm sending emails, and then also when you're responding. Even though you will get an email maybe at 9 o'clock and want to respond, thinking about how do you do that, because that just triggers and cascades others to feel like they have to be responding at that time. Those two things have dramatically changed, I think, the mental health on our team and really that sense of resilience. So I share that with everyone. I hope that you can think about it. While they're basic, they do take time to make sure that they happen. But again, it's about making sure you're investing in yourself and you're taking that time. So Cammie, those are my few, hopefully, words of wisdom. I'm happy to pass it to you or where you want to take it from here.
Thanks so much, Megan. Great words of wisdom for sure. I love how you brought up the intentionality of PTO and, how we can set ourselves up to have successful and refreshing PTO. Not that just taking time off, but being able to really, really create separation for ourselves. So
that's what everyone was doing. They were like, I'm taking PTO, but it keeps getting interrupted. And I said, well, what are you doing on the front end and what are you doing on the back end to make sure you're really protecting that time? And that's where we found the greatest opportunity.
For sure. Okay, well, great. We'll move on to the stretch portion today. Megan, you can turn your camera off, keep it on, whatever you're comfortable with, but I will spotlight my camera so everyone's seeing me big on their screen. All right, go ahead and find yourself some space so that you can move a little bit. And welcome to Monday morning. I didn't welcome you to your Monday morning when we started today, but let's take feet a little wider than hip width apart and add some movement with some breath. So big inhale, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, just hinge part way. Hands can come to your upper thighs. And do that 2 more times. Just big breath, and then a little hinge. Maybe start to notice your lower back, maybe your hamstrings a little bit. And we'll do 1 more big breath. And then hinge. All right, go ahead and come back up to standing. And as we move through our stretches today, just make sure you're moving within your own range of motion, whatever feels safe for you. So we're going to take our arms out to the sides. Turn your left palm towards the ground. And then we're going to just kind of wring things out. So right hand is going to go back while left hand rotates forward. So left shoulder's moving forward, maybe leaning to the right a little bit, and then we're going to switch it. Come up, switch hands, and then roll the right shoulder forward. Bring it up, switch hands, left shoulder rolls forward. Maybe you'll feel a nice stretch in your upper back on one side. And if you want to hold the stretch a little longer, you can do that too. Don't feel like you have to go my speed. We're going to do 1 more like this. All right, go ahead and release arms. Just shake it out a little bit, and then we're going to move arms up into goalpost arms. So goalpost arms right here. Go ahead and pull your elbows back, maybe lift your chest a little bit. And then as you reach forward, your left arm's going to wrap underneath. It's just like a big bear hug as you round forward. And then reach up, goalpost arms. Maybe the other arm comes underneath this time. Round through the back. Maybe even work your fingertips back on your back a little bit further. We'll do that 1 more time each side. Bring it up. And then round, big bear hug. And then this is our last one. Big goalpost arms. And then round through the back. All right, go ahead and come up. Release the arms. We're going to take hands and interlace fingers. Press your palms away and then bring your palms behind your head. And then turn the palms so they face up. We're going to make some circles here. So hands go over to the left and then circle behind your head and then bring it up and then just keep going same direction. We're trying to keep the head and neck really still and just move through the arms. Okay, now we'll go the other way. Bring it up and around. Do that a couple more times on this side. All right, go ahead and reach your arms straight up in the air. Reach really tall, and then maybe over to the left a little bit. Big side stretch. And then big inhale as you move over to the right into that big side stretch. Back to the center, and then release the arms slowly to the ground. Do a few reverse shoulder rolls. Maybe you built up a little tension in your neck and shoulders. Just try and relax it a little bit. Okay, go ahead and release arms. We're going to move to the lower body. So feel free to hold on to something for balance because we're going to do some leg swings. So if you want to try and balance, feel free to do that. Or just hold on and don't worry about the balance. We're going to anchor the right leg on the floor, and you can take hands to hips if you're going to do the balance part. And then left leg is just going to swing forward and back. But try and keep your pelvis level so your pelvis doesn't tilt as you do those swings. Okay, now take leg out in front and swing side to side. I'm just trying to relax the left leg. Okay, let's switch legs. So anchor the left leg, swing forward and back. Really quiet in the pelvis, just let the leg swing. And then we'll do leg out in front and swing it across. Okay, switch your weight back into your right foot, and then left knee is going to come up towards your chest. You can reach down with one or both hands and pull the knee up towards your chest. Standing really tall, and then point and flex the foot. And do some circles one way and circles the other way. And then lower the leg. Let's switch sides. So anchor the left leg on the floor, right leg comes up. You can grab under the thigh or above the knee, either one. Pull the knee up toward your chest as you stand tall. Point and flex. And then circles one way and circles the other way. All right, go ahead and release the leg. We'll take feet about hip width apart here and take a big inhale, reach up towards the sky. Then as you exhale, hinge from the hips and bring your hands just above your knees. And keep the knees nice and bent here. So from here, we're going to push the hips back and up, start to straighten the legs until you feel your hamstrings a little bit, and then just let your knees bend again. So it's just a few little straight leg repetitions. Okay, pause with your knees bent. Then go ahead and fold forward maybe a little further. You can take hands to your shins, hands to the floor, wherever you feel safe with, and maybe bend the knees a little bit more and then straighten the legs. Just do that a couple more times. And then with legs mostly straight, you can use your hands to walk yourself back all the way up to standing. We're going to take legs nice and wide here. You guys know I like to wake up inner thighs. So, toes point forward, and let's just move the hips side to side. And if you're not feeling your hamstrings very much, you can your inner thighs, you can take your feet a little wider. And you'll probably feel them a little more then. Okay, let's pause on the right side for just a moment here. And then take your left hand on your knee and take your right hand to your hip and make a little twist, just a little turn. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Okay, both hands back and let's switch sides. Left hand stays on the knee, right hand goes to the hip. And then just start to rotate the chest, just a little bit of a twist. And then one hand on each thigh. Knees are just a little bit bent here. We're still hinging forward just a touch. And then start to lift your sit bones a little bit. Start to straighten the legs just a little bit. And then see if you can turn your heels out a little. So now toes are going to turn in. Just notice where you feel that stretch. Then we'll switch it up. We'll take the toes and move them out wider and see if that changes your stretch as well. Okay, we're going to come back to standing, heel toe those feet in until you feel safe enough to step in together. Then we'll drop chin to chest, a couple times up and down, and then ear to shoulder. Each side just a little bit. Take one big inhale, last one, inhale up, and then exhale, release the hands. All right, you guys are all done. Thank you so much for joining today, and thank you, Megan, for your wonderful Be Well message.